Hey Raphael, this is Brian from Lead Hounds, and in this video, I'm going to show you 3 things that you can start doing to bring in more patients through your website. So you might be asking yourself, why is this guy just showing me this stuff for free? Can't I just go do it myself and take advantage of the extra business? And the answer is yeah, you absolutely can do that. But what I've found is that most business owners don't have the time to worry about perfecting their website or showing up on Google searches. So if you do have the time, that's great. I encourage you to use what you learned in this video. But if you don't, and you think you could use some help with this stuff, then just give me a call or shoot me an email after you're done watching and we can talk about the next steps. Okay, so I mentioned those 3 strategies, but before we get into that, I want to go over the goal of those strategies. And that's going to center around what's called buyer intent keywords. So those are basically words or phrases that someone is going to search for when they want to pay for a service. So in the case of Spring Mountain Aesthetics, that might be something like Botox Las Vegas. So I went ahead and searched for Botox Las Vegas on Google, and we can take a look at what we find. So we have the map section up here. We'll come back to that. And then we have what's called the organic listings. So these are going to be the most important part of the search results because they get the most clicks from searches like this. And these are basically, the websites that show up without having to pay Google like you would for Google Ads. So right here at the top, we see some of your competitors in the Las Vegas area. We have LV Plastic Surgery, Chic La Vie, Med Spa, but so far I don't see Spring Mountain Aesthetics. So we can keep going a little further and see if we find you guys. Okay, so that's the end of the first page where we see related searches. I haven't seen Spring Mountain, so we'll go a little bit further. And okay, so we've gone pretty far down. We're about 2 pages in, and I haven't seen your website. So what that means is that all the people searching for Botox Las Vegas are going to be going to these competitors, right? When they could be going to your website. So then you might ask, well, how many people are even searching for this stuff? Like, do I even care? And we can actually answer that question using a tool called Ahrefs. So right here on Ahrefs, you can see that keyword we looked for, and we see that it gets 1,000 searches every single month, right? And if you look down this list, we have hundreds more searches for all these related keywords. So for only one of your services, Botox, we see thousands of people in the Las Vegas area searching for a business that can give them Botox injections every single month. And we could get a similar list for any of those services you provide. We're just using Botox as an example. But the thing is, if you're not showing up on Google when people search this stuff, then none of them are going to find your website and they're going to end up going to your competitors. So we can actually take a look at the keywords that you do show up for. So I went ahead and searched Spring Mountain Aesthetics, and let's look at your keywords. So we're just going to sort by your position. And we'll look down and we'll see if we can find any of those valuable keywords, right? Those buyer intent keywords we talked about. And as we go down, we see a couple like PRP Facial Las Vegas. That's a decent one, but you're in the 24th spot for that. And as you keep scrolling down, you're seeing these numbers are getting higher and higher. That means you're farther and farther down on the Google results, right? So once you're past the spot number 10, people aren't really scrolling that far because that's when you're getting off of the first page. And you really want to be on that first page of Google. We don't see any of those Las Vegas based keywords in that top 10. So let's take a look at one of your competitors and see how they're doing. So this is Chic La Vie, and we can look at their keywords. So right away you can see that they are putting some resources in and targeting those really important keywords. There's that one, Botox Las Vegas. They're in the 4th spot. Then these other good ones, Med Spa Las Vegas, they're the top spot, right? So that means for all of these, all the people that are searching this stuff, the vast majority are going to Chic La Vie's website. So how can you compete with them for those top spots and instead get those patients going to your website? Well, that comes back to those 3 strategies that I mentioned at the start of the video. And the first of those is going to be the content on your website. So what Google wants to see from its top businesses is at least 1,000, even like 1,500 words of content on the homepage. And that content should be using those buyer intent keywords we talked about so that Google knows to make you show up for those. So here's your website, springmountainaesthetics.com. It looks good, it looks professional. Let's take a look at your content. So you have some up there, a few more blurbs down here, that's good. And then, okay. So as we get to the bottom, you have a decent amount of content to start out, maybe like 500 or 600 words. Now let's look at Chic La Vie. Okay, so they have a good amount right there too. And a little more. Okay, so we're already at the bottom, and they don't have that much content on their homepage. So that's a good thing, actually. That means that we can beat them pretty easily in the content department. As long as you add about 1,000 to 1,500 words while using those keywords, then you're going to be able to beat them out. Okay, so let's move on to the next strategy, which is called backlinks. So a backlink is when another website posts a link that goes to your website. And what that does is it tells Google that you are a credible business, because when they see another company, another website linking to you, that gives them trust, because that means that business is sending its own users to your website. And Google's going to reward you for this by moving you up in those search rankings. Okay, so we see here that you already have 24 backlinks, right? So 24 other websites linking to you. So let's look at Chic La Vie and see how many they have. Okay, so right there we see they have 754 backlinks, right? So you can tell one of the main reasons that they are beating you out is because of these backlinks, right? So what can we do about that? Well, we can go in here and we can actually look at every site that they have a backlink from and get you a link from that same site. And by doing this, we're going to be matching the strategy that Chic La Vie is using to have so much success on Google. But we don't want to stop there, right? We want to go above and beyond and add another 100 or 200 backlinks so that we're not just matching them, but we're blowing them out of the water. Okay, so one more strategy I want to talk about is the Google Map Pack. So that's this section of the search results here that has the map and then 3 featured businesses. And it's going to be really important to get into one of these top 3 businesses, because they actually get about 30% of the clicks from keyword searches like this. So that's going to be the third strategy, right? Is to help you get into these top 3 map spots so you can take advantage of that extra traffic to your website. All right, Raphael. So those are the 3 things I wanted to talk about. Thank you so much for listening and watching this video. I really hope it was valuable to you. If it was, just give me a call or shoot me an email using the information here, and we can talk about the next steps. All right, thanks. Bye.